Hey everybody, welcome to Lunch with Linda. I'm Linda Daniels and you are now inside Northampton Walls. We are here today on August 21st, a bright and shiny day. It's a little bit warm out there, or warming up pretty well. The end of summer is definitely in the air. I'm sure all of you can feel it too. Those nights cool off, days are still pretty and warm enough, but not really hot. So we welcome this time of year, especially since it makes us think about the coming fall and what we need to knit for it. And boy, we have lots of stuff to hopefully tempt you with. Some of it's here, but most of it is not. It will be arriving in this next week and a half. So Kate's in charge of saying hi to everybody because it's too far away for these old eyes to see who's saying hello. But know that I am saying hello to all of you, and I appreciate your joining us. And if you're joining us live, that's even better. If you're watching later on, I hope you had a great day and are enjoying your time as well. The shop hop has ended. It was a very successful, fun 2 weeks. We had our wrap-up meeting yesterday and chose the names for the 2 grand prize winners, but each store is not announcing them. I think we're waiting for them to be contacted by the store that we think they were closest to. Once they have been contacted, then we will announce the names of the winners. We had really generous donations this year. We want to thank Cascade Yarns and Webs, especially for the number of kits and bags that were donated, so that each shop had a lot of things to give away. And most of the shops tried to take the prize, the daily prizes that people won that were close to them. I know I forgot to bring one of them down, so I'll be mailing that one off. But it was a great turnout for the shop hop. We already discussed what time of year, what the dates will be for next year, and it will start on Friday, August 9th and run through the following Saturday. So you'll be hearing more about that as we get further into our plans, and there is some talk about adding some stores. So stay tuned for all of that. We do have an I-91 Facebook group, so that we try to post all of the information as you need it on that Facebook group. We do still have bags. I think we have about 20 bags left. If you haven't seen them, they look like this. And on Saturday, I marked them down to $5. So you can purchase it on the website. It is marked at $5. It's a great bag. There's even a little plastic coating on the inside, and I will happily ship it to you as well. In fact, we ended up selling 5 of them on Saturday, and I am shipping some of those out to some people. So it's a great deal, and it's a wonderful bag that you can carry and store and carry your knitting around, or even for your regular grocery shopping. I think it would hold on to groceries, and that pocket in the front is a great place to put your list.
I love my list.
And coupons and whatever else you do when you're, or your bags, your other bags that you have to carry. So we've got that going on as a special. I just also wanted to remind all of you that we've got 2 classes up on the website. The Finish Your Ranunculus Day on Saturday, September 16th from 12 to 3. You can register for that. If you have started a ranunculus and put it aside and want to get back into it, you can come to that class and we'll get you going again. Or if you think you've made a mistake or want some clarification, sign up for that class and we'll get you going again, so that you will be able to wear a ranunculus this fall. And then I'm also doing another ranunculus session starting on Thursday, September 14th from 3 to 5. So if you're interested in learning what all the hoopla is about, please think about taking that ranunculus class. You will not make just one, I guarantee it. You will make a couple of them. That and the love note is really popular. I think I might throw the love note into the equation, and I am still finalizing the rest of the schedules. So those aren't the only sweaters. I do have a Winter's Beach class scheduled for Friday starting October 6th. That is the heavily cabled sweater that I made out of the Fiber Spring gray yarn. Lots of cables in that one. It is a really good looking sweater, and it is a nice sweater to do in a class so that you really get your hands used to doing all of that cabling. So right now, those are the classes that we have got going. I wanted to talk about this shawl pin again. This is one of the jewel designs, and remind everybody that next Monday we will have Laura here live. She will be demonstrating many different ways of how to wear the shawls and how to use the pins. We have 2 sizes of these. This is the small one, and there's also one that has a little bit larger hoop. It's a mistake for me to try to do this, but I will. There is a little, and this is why, because I have to see it. Here it is. There is a little part of the circle that opens up so that you can detach one side of the leather, which means that you can leave this one on and then move this one all over the place depending on how you want to wear the shawl. And Laura will be showing us all kinds of different ways to, what's that called, Kate, when you style it, how to style the shawls. So we have 2 different sizes of the clips like that, and then we have several different styles of the pins, and these, they're really buttons. These she uses 3 at a time in 3 different spots. Oops, oh my gosh. And that's all right, I don't need them. They close with a little piece of leather that has a hole in it, and it has a rounded bottom.
So you're not going to get poked.
So you're not going to get poked. It's not sharp. Scratchy. It's rounded. Yeah. But that round part keeps the backing on the pin. So I can't wait for her to show you guys how she uses these, because they were really, really pretty at the show. So next Monday, 12:30, same time, same channel, but Laura will be joining us for that. So, are you ready for the fur reveal? The Furreal Reveal is what I'm calling it. This is for real. For real. This is for real. And we have it in, several colors. It is called Soft and Realistic Faux Fur. It is definitely faux, and it is definitely soft, and it is definitely furry. So Kate, we got this color in early so that Kate could knit a cowl, and she spent the weekend finishing her cowl, which looks like this. Oh my gosh. It even just with my hands in here, it's so luxurious without being real fur. This is what, size 13 needle?
10 and a half.
A 10 and a half. A 10 and a half needle means that it's a very close, not tight, I wouldn't call it tight because there's still a lot of give in it, but a really solid fur kind of fabric. Really, really soft. And this under your winter coat is just going to be so freaking luxurious. There's no
gaps from wrapping.
Exactly. It doesn't fall away. It stays close to your neck. So the pattern that Kate used comes from Knitting Fever, and it is on a circular needle using both a knit row and a purl row, which you might find a little bit troublesome because you can't really see the stitches. You're doing a lot by feel. So if you put it down, Go ahead.
I had a tip where I realized that when I was holding the project, I could tell if the yarn was going to the back or the front, and that's how I could
Seeing where
tell.
your yarn is coming from is one way to tell.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit hard to see whether you're on a knit row or purl row. So you might want to try to keep track of it. That is a free pattern. Do we have it up yet?
It's called Casparo, and we'll get it up soon.
So Kate will put it on the website, but we do have it here in the store, or we will. When we unpacked it, I just fell in love and woke up in the middle of Thursday night thinking about what I wanted to do with it. And as soon as I got in on Friday, I chose the yarn and started to knit. And this was the first sample that I did. So I took a ball of the white Furreal, and I took a skein of the Plymouth Chunky Merino Superwash, the Plymouth Select, and I used the Plymouth Select double so that there's some stability to it. And on a size 13 needle, I did 3 rows of knit with the fur and then 9 rows of stocking net stitch on the size 13 needle with the Chunky Select doubled, and then 3 rows of the fur and then 9 rows of the chunky, and then ended with 3 rows of the fur, so that the whole cowl will collapse and wear like that. I had fur left, of course, and so I also designed a hat. And the hat, the top part, I used a single strand of the Chunky Merino and just finished the hat off like that. Oh my God, from here I look pretty good. So easy.
Very cute.
Easy.
A snow bunny.
So this is all just knit. This I did a garter stitch, so it's knit a row, purl a row. And then I couldn't stop there because you have fur, but who doesn't need a little chinchilla in their life? And so I took the gray, because it looks just like chinchilla, and I made a pair of mitts, fingerless mitts. And this again, this part is, you could do it with the Plymouth Select, but I used the Rove Soft from Euro, and did these chinchilla, I'm gonna call them chinchilla, it's really the Furreal cuffs. This is 24 stitches on size 13 needle, and then I dropped down to a size 10 needle with a single strand of the Select. I've written the pattern for everything. If you want to make the complete set, you're going to need 2 skeins of each of the yarns. So you would need 2 skeins of black Furreal and 2 skeins of the Plymouth Chunky, and you would look
So
like
elegant.
the richest person in the valley. Or we also, I didn't grab all the colors. This is kind of a tannish with the gray. It's more of a tannish gray. That would work really, really well. I took the yellow that Kate used with the Falkland Chunky. All of these yarns, you would use double in the cowl, but single in the mitts and the hat. And it's written like that on the pattern.
This one's called Winter Bunny, but it looks
Oh.
purple to me.
No, well, I can see where you would see a little lilac.
Yeah.
But that looks really good,
It's kind of cute.
even with that. And of course, you can always use white and black with everything. That is really cute. Or with the gray. All right, so the other really good news is that it is not expensive. What is it, like 15? $14.50 for a skein of this stuff. It's live on our website. You can order the yarn and pick it up. And the pattern I can't let go for free because I wrote all 3 together on one pattern. So I am charging $6 for the pattern, but you get all 3 designs on the pattern and a picture of me in it as well. But so much fun. The other thing that I wanted to tell you was that after I finished the cowl, I took it home and I soaked it in the sink, just like this. This is really, it's warm. For being fake.
Well,
okay.
Because the chunky is not.
I was afraid that the chunky was a little bit too stiff, and I wanted to see if blocking it would open it up a little bit, but then I couldn't wait for it to dry, so I threw it in the dryer. So this stuff has been soaking wet and then put in the dryer with actually a load of laundry. I think there were towels and jeans in it. God. And it looks fantastic. So it's completely machine washable. Tiffany, if you're listening or watching, it is completely machine washable and dryable. So don't be afraid of the white. It feels fantastic. Now we've got them in here for you to play with. They do, Knitting Fever does have some patterns for it, and oh, now I can't remember who the designer was, but one of the big name designers did a couple of cowls for them using all of the fur, just the fur, not combining it with anything else, and so it would kind of look like Kate's, but it was bigger and with a couple of colors. So that's the new yarn that I wanted to tell you about this week, because I think it's going to fly out the door. I was working on this in the store on both Friday and Saturday, and the number of people that commented about it, looked at it, and couldn't wait to see it made me think this is going to be a big hit. What a wonderful, delightful, fun gift. You should be thinking about your Christmas knitting right now and starting those projects so that you have a head start on everything. So all of that stuff is on our website, including the pattern. We did get that up right away. All right. One of the things that I spent some time knitting also, because I've loved this design as soon as it came out, from Boyland Knitworks, she did a sweater, a short sleeve sweater that she called Alpine Bloom, and did it in a lightweight yarn, and of course it blew up on Ravelry. I wasn't so crazy about a short sleeve sweater, especially for here in New England, but I loved it and was watching it and was thinking about making it for the store and putting long sleeves on it. Well, very shortly, a little while ago, she came out with a hat pattern using the same design. And it is so exciting to see these new designers, or these young designers, or these daring designers doing yoked sweaters with completely different patterns, not the regular, I'm going to say lopey-like, geometric diamonds and zigzags, but with actual flowers and really interesting looking designs. So I did the Alpine hat, and I'm going to show it to you, but I want to tell you that I'm doing some of these things and making mistakes so that you guys don't have to. So I took this color. We have a whole bunch of the Furreal little mini skeins. This is from Tina up in North Adams, Furreal Yarns. And she is the very first person to start dyeing yarn like this. That was a gradient, and winding it like this so that you could actually see all of the colors. So we have, and when I mean a lot,
so cute.
We have a bag full of colors. And these are the minis. Whoops, I am dropsy today. These are 107 yards. We are also this month getting in the bigger skeins that have almost 300 and something yards of the same thing. But I wanted the mini skeins that really run quickly through all of the colors. So I took one of these and I walked around the shop hunting for a contrast color that I thought would work, and I picked the Bloom DK. And I thought, yeah, that will make a really nice contrast. And I knit the hat. And I'm going to show it to you. And it sort of worked and sort of didn't. So here is the Alpine hat. Oh my gosh, in the picture it looks like it worked really well. Okay,
oh, yeah.
So it sort of worked. So the blue and the gold, I didn't get into the brown at all really work. It's this middle section that I'm not really happy with, because the green or even gray-ish color that's right in the middle is the same value as the background color. And so even though they're different colors, this is really pink and this is really gray, it just doesn't have enough contrast to really show up the way the rest of the knitting does, especially at the bottom and at the top, where the colors really contrast and really show up against that background. So again, you've heard me say it before, when you are choosing colors, especially for color work, you want to absolutely make sure you have contrasting colors. So here is a green from the Variations DK that you could use for the Alpine hat. And I pulled some of the other colors out. Look at what a beautiful contrast that would be. And I think that would be great. This nice dark green background. Everybody immediately thinks, oh, I'll use black. Black will work. Yes, black will work. But it also will work against all of these really fun colors. So you can see there's absolutely no green in this little mini skein. It's teals and purples. And I did find a skein that does have some green, but look at that. That will be stunning. Start from the outside for the bottom leaves, and by the time you get to the yellow and pink, you're up at the flowers. Won't that look beautiful? Okay, so there's that color with the dark green, but also dark blue. It will look fantastic with the dark blue. Then this is a sample of what you want to avoid. I mean, they look great together, but you will do all of that work for absolutely no result. You will not be able to see, no matter how you start, you'll end up knitting the gray against the gray, and there is some of that lighter gray in there that's just gonna disappear against that gray. But if you did this with the green, yes, you're gonna see it all the way through. And if you did this with the blue, yes, you're gonna see it all the way through. So I really wanted to point out to you what happens. The colors look like they go together, and they do, but you miss some of the drama that's really supposed to happen in the middle of that whole chart work right there. So again, this is Alpine Bloom hat. It's $5 on Ravelry, done on size 3 and 5 needles, and we can help you pick out your favorite color when you are ready to tackle that. I think I'm gonna schedule that as a one-day hat so that you can, if you have not worked with a chart or with color before, you can have a really quick lesson. It'd only be about like a 2-hour class, so watch for that to come up as well. And I just wanted to tell you one other quick thing is something that I heard in the store this weekend. A couple of women and I were having a lively discussion, and the two of them were really talking a lot. And there was a particular pattern that they were talking about that both of them had been knitting. One of them finished and one of them gave up. And the first woman who finished said, well, you just have to count. And the other woman said, well, I count faithfully, I just don't count accurately. Which I thought sounds like so many of us. How many times have you had to count your stitches before you actually hit the same number twice? So that's something to think about and something to share. All right, so that is our week. Watch for our Instagram posts because we just got a box in today that I'm going to do a box opening on about, and you will want to pay attention. Those of you that, if anybody's watching, that signed up for the Ireland trip, it's full and it's a go, and you should have gotten an email from Shannon this time, talking about the deposit. And if you didn't, please send me an email and I will forward it to you again, so we can get going on wrapping that up as well. So we'll be here, Kate and I will be here Wednesday. Kate will be here on Friday. I'll be here the rest of the week, ready to help you get ready for your fall knitting. And in the meantime, I hope all of you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And definitely at this time of year, you should go knit something. Bye, everybody.